Aloha Kohala. It is 3 o'clock here, February 10th. You're listening to KNKRLP 96.1 FM Kohala. This is Eila Allgood with Michal Anna. We are here excited, energized to bring Intuitive Talk Story to you for the next hour. Michal just blew in like the wind.
Hello.
And shared some beautiful energy with me, and we're going to share that with you through words and positive intentions.
Yes.
Yes. So bring
Hello.
the mic close.
Aloha.
Beautiful.
Aloha.
Okay.
I actually need a headset.
You can have some headphones right there. And we want to encourage you to call in if something happens. If you hear something or you're thinking something or you're wondering about something, we really encourage you to call in because this program is meant for those who are listening, and it's all about you. So give us a call. Our phone number here is 884-5657. If you're out of Hawaii, it's 808-884-5657. And I just want to share with you, Michal, I was doing Tutu's Talk Story with Holly. I do the engineering part for her.
Yes.
And she had a guest on who has been called to the island from Colorado, her last place of residence. Talked a lot about healing energy and her call to work with that. She was quite the executive, and she's doing things differently now. She's... Anyway, I think I just felt like a very synchronistic guest for Holly to have today.
Beautiful, and it actually synchronously lines up with what's available now, which is people are making deep shifts and deep changes in maybe where they may have embraced life and where they're embracing it now. Mm-hmm. And now is this really potent time to do that. And I've been really feeling today, most of you listening, if you're listening, you probably follow us to a degree, or you're on the path of evolution or spirituality. You're asking, you're wanting to grow and learn, and you're probably already taking steps to do so. So today I was feeling like let's go a little bit further. Let's assume everyone, if you're not already on the path, well, that's cool too. But on a path, meaning of your own wanting.
Can I just say something about the path?
Yes.
So the path, when we're talking about that, we're talking about being more conscious about each thing that you're doing and thinking and feeling, and how you're living your life in the world. You're becoming more conscious of what that looks like.
Or even more simplistically is simple self-awareness.
Okay. Yeah.
Self-awareness. Because really there's nothing out there, actually. So there's nothing out there. It's really all about you. So it's all about self-awareness. Consciousness is self-awareness and self-reflection. Because everything out there is simply a reflection of you. So
take that in for a minute.
Take that in.
Yeah.
So we can think about that. So that's kind of where we want to go. Is today is really we talk about be present now. We talk about go within, but I don't think we're really getting it. So I think, it's actually like, let's dive into that. Like, what does that even mean?
Well, and repetition is how we learn things. It's not the first time you hear something. It's like, oh yeah, that's it. I got that for the rest of my life. How many of us have had to learn the same lessons again and again in maybe different ways? So maybe we'll say something today that resonates for somebody out there in a different way, and they can take it to the next level in their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the goal and thought, is that as we share in our own experiences, we help impact one another and share feeling good, feeling in harmony with your life, feeling in alignment with who you are called to be here and now on planet Earth.
Absolutely. And you brought up meditation, and that that really is a cornerstone of self-awareness. And meditation can look different for different people, but the concept behind it, where you're going within, you're quieting your mind, you're relaxing your body, and you're letting your brain take a break, take a rest. And it's different than sleeping, because that is a different. There's theta, beta, these different brain waves, and it impacts your brain differently when you meditate.
It's incredibly different than
Yeah.
sleeping. It's not
Yeah.
sleeping at all, like
Yep.
apples and oranges. Because it's actually tools. And
Yeah.
so, for those of you who already meditate, what I'd love to impart is that if your meditations are going within and being quiet, that's wonderful. And I'm going to impart, like, let's do some more tool utilizing within these meditations, which is our visualizations. That when we actually are moving energy out of our field, we're actually grounding, we're actually connecting to source within ourselves. You can connect to source nowadays through through your heart.
Yeah.
I know
all the
actually
heart.
a client of mine and I were doing session work, and I've been sharing with people to go through their crown, which we did for years.
Crown chakra.
Correct. Your crown chakra, connecting up through the crown, up to, source light, energy, divine, central sun, cosmic God source. But, the opportunity now, like we have chosen, the template of this system has chosen, which really means everything can fall away if we so make the choice to allow it to do so. And so we all are divine God creator. It rests within you. It's not something you have to go get. So you can actually access it right in your heart, go through your heart into your own creator God energy, because that is the entire game. So when we talk about nothing out there, when I say that, I want to go back to that, because it's really actually, there really is nothing out there. So let's break, like philosophically kind of think about that. If everything is truly a reflection of myself, then anything I'm experiencing is really just reflecting back to me the vibration in which I am exuding. So if my entire experience is a vibrational reflection, then it's literally everything all day long is showing me where I'm at. And really, in order to know where I'm at, I need a reflection, because if we were just in the one, right?
Well, you're just floating then.
Then
right?
there's no way to see yourself.
Yeah.
So our opportunity becomes that everything out there, no matter whom it is, even your closest person, is simply a reflection to allow you the greater opportunity to come into harmony of seeing the self and accepting the self and truly honoring the self and your own information. Right? Because here's where we get into we've talked a lot about programs. I've explained it a lot, but what is that? Really basic. It's your emotional, the only way these programs activate is through your, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not seen, I'm not loved, I'm not valued, rage, self-sabotage, victim. These are some pretty standard, like across the board. We're all working with some of these. We've all been working with, 3 to 9 of those, really.
Right. And
so,
based on our current life and things that may have happened throughout our life where something happened and it was a trauma, but we've also talked about past lives.
Yes, correct.
And also ancestor trauma.
Yes,
So
all of that.
sometimes we don't, I was just talking to somebody the other day who was dealing with, some old trauma coming up. And I said, okay, yes, I hear you. It's connected to you recently, like in this lifetime, but it could be also be open to, it's coming from other sources, what's out in the energy field now, what has happened in the past to your ancestors. And we don't necessarily need to know where it's all coming from in order to clear it,
That's right.
to heal it,
That's right.
and to move forward.
That's right. But you do need to recognize there's an elephant in the room. So it's really just recognizing, I feel whatever. I feel rage right now.
Yes.
I feel frustrated. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like nobody loves me. To acknowledge that feeling and then say, I don't need to know necessarily where it came from unless, Eila, it is attached to still a wound of your own.
Yeah.
And you have an outstanding pearl, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Outstanding pearls means places where you dropped your power, and you want to go back to those places within your memory, and you can do this within visualization and meditation with your inner child, and pick up those pearls, retrieve them back into yourself. Then the wound actually has no more power. Now you're just doing with neural programming, because they're literally like, that's like a little battery pack powering the neural program of I'm not good enough. Now that program may still run, but now you're cutting the program, and you can literally use your breath and intentionalize. I'm going to cut that out of I cut that. Use your hand and cut it.
Yeah.
And then put in what you want. Put your hands on your body, fastest way. on your heart space, on your chest, and on your core of your stomach, at your abdomen, over your pico, and just program in what you do want, which is, I am good enough. I am worthy. I love myself. 3 times at least. Literally, when I say programming and we use these words, our language itself is programming. The word programming, obviously, look at television programming. It's a program. It's going in. The television, is it's a media. Media means grand illusion. So, there's a lot going on with your words. A contract. Okay, so, think about your words and what you're speaking. So this is the most powerful tool that you can implement right this second. Everybody can implement right now. Oh my gosh, if I just speak what I want to myself out loud all day long, I am changing my life. I am reprogramming my vessel, because that's how powerful each and every one of us is. And so if we can actually, we always go, but I don't have time. But what you're missing is the entire game is this. Yeah. Your game actually is a reflection of your vibrational health and wellness. Let's let that sink in again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you said a lot there. For me, words are very important and a very big deal. And before I speak, I often will think about, how do I want to frame this? And if it starts in my head with, I don't want this to happen, or I don't want to experience this, it's like, okay, that's a flag. I want to switch that around into something positive. Into the affirmative,
the
right?
The universe doesn't really hear that I don't want, so then you're just calling in more of it.
Right. So we need, and it's also clearer to say what you do want. Even think of a little kid, who they say, I don't want this and I don't want to do that.
But what do you want?
What do you want? And they usually stare at you because they don't know. They just know they don't want that. But as we get older, it's a learning process to learn, what do I want? What, and this is where intuitive talk story is intuition. What is your intuition? And that's something this guest was talking about today, Jules. She's following her intuition every step of her life now.
So I will speak to that a little bit, because I was talking to someone the other day, and we were discussing the realization. I realized, oh, wow. So I've always done that, like my whole life. And it's hard sometimes for other people to even understand what I'm talking about, because about having this. Okay, so here's the difference: is every piece of land I've lived on, I treat it like I owned it. Yeah. I don't own it, but I'm there. It's my place. I want it to be nice. Everything I'm doing because of the experience. Like, ooh, this is in front of me. The passion that you're in. Like, this is exciting. I'm learning. I'm growing. And you're bringing your full self to it, not thinking about what I'm going to get, but about what I'm experiencing and what I'm learning. So pretty much the how I've gotten here, and the comprehension that I am radiating in myself and kind of just giving gratitude every day for in my own self, is by doing that, is by living, experiencing knowing that I'm learning a lesson, meeting it as my opportunity to grow and evolve, and making it fun to, like, I'm here. This is all I'm here for. I'm not here to be an engineer or a dance teacher or whatever. I'm here to evolve, and I'm here to know thyself. And that has been honestly my focus for this whole time, like since I was young. I remember always kind of feeling this. And, and then I did have my own kind of, I would say, pivotal wake up in 1998, which is the year I came to Hawaii. And I've been here for 23 years now. And have been peeling away the layers of my own self. I actually called it Human Lessons 101. If anyone out there knew me when I first came, you remember. And I've been literally going through lessons, calling in experiences, meeting them, bringing myself to it, and peeling away my own wounding, my own trauma, my own this, my own that. And in that process, helping others, little in growing as I'm going, giving what I can and what I know at that level, and continuing as I grow, and expand and let go of really just what didn't serve me, of the limiting beliefs that I've had about myself, the limiting beliefs that held me in trauma, or I'm not good enough, or I need to prove something, or impatience. Many of you out there probably felt my impatience if you know me a long time. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Really. I love you. And I thank all of you, because we're all growing and we all have our little places where, ooh, that's our work. Ooh, that's a place to keep looking.
Sure.
That's a place to keep working on. And our awareness to it and our willingness is what helps us move it, right? We have to all be willing to say, yeah, I have some places to work on. I still can do this. I still can do that. Let me breathe and work through it and be willing to admit where I'm at and show it to myself, right? So for me, that long journey, for me, 2019, I walked through my own internal door of love, grace, and compassion, which was a door that really was a door. I didn't really know it was a door till then. And it was this deep feeling of loving the self, of absolute that we are one, right? And so this place, and now we're peeling, there's still so much more to peel, right? There's like every door, there's another door and another door and another door. But I see it as this never-ending journey of evolution, and that the goal is the journey. Like that is
right.
That
to
is
be in the moment,
to be here,
with it.
experiencing it.
Right.
Whatever is calling you, whatever you feel the most passion, the most pull towards, is probably your next lesson. And if you treat it that way and you go, okay, I'm here to learn. I know stuff's going to come up for me. And when it does, you meet it, you get to shift it. I am not experiencing the same life I was experiencing 20 years ago. I am experiencing amazement in my, inside of myself and externally. And that is like, I give thanks and praise, like every second, every moment, every day. I'm praying every second, every moment, every day with how I'm treating myself and how we're speaking to each other. Right.
Right. And as you're talking, the word respect comes up for me, respecting the self, respecting those around you, even though those who may have appeared to caused you harm, but still sending, no negative vibes. Just respect that there's a bigger picture. This is something that I've carried throughout my life, is that I tend to trust, know, see, feel, sense a bigger picture. So when something happens to me in my life on a micro level, like, oh, this person did that, or this, I got this diagnosis or that, it's like, yeah, okay, so that's one little piece of a very, very big picture. And I trust that needs to be there today. And I'm going to learn, and I'm going to peel back those layers, and I'm going to look at it and see what's there for me to understand, and respect it, respect myself, and move through it and learn what I can learn. And like you say, we are the source of everything. We have everything we need within us. That being said, there are also people who can guide us with their wisdom and knowledge along the way.
So, yes, and think of it this way. They're just a reflection and an energy that you resonate with. And so it reflects yourself to you in a way that you understand it, that makes sense, and that you can resonate with. Because if you think of it this way, like we're all a facet of this beautiful diamond.
Yes.
And we all kind of have like you and I are great. We each share the same matching energy on a couple things.
Yeah.
We have similar like threads. They're like, oh, hey, I recognize that. I do that too. Hey, and so that doesn't mean our whole facet is the same. It means that we have some similar like reflections.
Right.
So we get to really learn from those, and we get to experience a different part of ourself.
Right.
Within those reflections.
Right. There are things that you talk about and you share about your work and what you do that is not part of my day-to-day reality. But when you talk about that, it brings it into me, and it's like a remembering. It's like,
exactly.
Yes.
It lands.
And I'm getting all tingly. And when you trust your intuition and someone says something and, that really resonates for me, you know that there's value there. There's value.
So that kind of comes into realizing that you're on a magical journey all the time.
Yes.
Like we were talking about, this is really actually a magical journey of unpeeling the layers and realizing that you're in a big giant game. It's a big giant game, and the game is to unplug, which is really important, from the game. So,
let's talk a little bit.
Wait, but before we do that, okay. So wait, I want to talk about this. This is really important.
Yeah.
But I want to say you're unplugging from the game, and you are realizing that everything out there is a reflection of yourself. So you brought up earlier forgiving, and I want to highlight this because it's so important. You actually have to forgive everything in yourself and everyone else because, well, they're you.
Right.
It's just a reflection of yourself. So you're only, in essence, hurting yourself. You're actually holding unforgiveness, judgment for yourself. When we have a lot of judgment about things, if you can realize, oh gosh, that's actually me judging myself. That's how hard I am on me. I'm hard on myself. Man, that's me. So then you can break it because you can go, judgment, you're not in control here. So I want to bring up this part before we go to the breath, which is you are in control. So if those of you who are peeling programs already, you already know, I know I got victim stuff. I know I'm dealing with, I'm not good enough, so whatever. This is the deal. You're the one driving the car. You are the one holding the meeting. Victim shows up. I'm not good enough shows up. Rage comes in. They all got an opinion. Everyone's talking. And you're like, well, guys, you're in control. You're like, rage? Nope. Sorry. I don't want to hear it. Nope.
Yeah.
Victim. I'm not going there.
Right.
I'm in charge here, and I choose to be empowered. I love myself. I choose love in this moment. I am free. I am divine. I'm sovereign. Whatever you need to reprogram in. And think of it this way. Stop feeding them coffee and donuts. If you stop putting out the coffee and donuts and giving them like, well, what do you think, Rage? What do you think, Rage? You're going to sit there for 20 minutes and talk to Rage? Let's settle him sit there eating donuts, drinking coffee? No. Take that all away. Rage doesn't get any time. Sorry.
Right.
He'll stop coming to the meeting. You see? You're
That's
in
a good
charge
metaphor. I like
here.
that.
You're in charge.
Yeah. Yeah. And we all need to remember that, especially those who have felt less than empowered, those who have felt as victims. It's up to you to make the changes that you need to.
It's a program.
Yeah.
Victim is a program based on a wound that happened and ignited an I'm a victim program, which keeps you in a master-slave programming and hierarchical thinking. If anytime you're in a hierarchical thinking, you're in a program. Period.
Yeah. Take that in. All right. Speaking of breath, I'm breathing. Are you breathing?
Take some deep breaths. Everybody
Yes,
breathe.
everybody
Everyone
needs to
out there,
breathe.
let's take 3 deep breaths and just bringing in your own grace, essence, divinity, love, realizing you're a divine creator being. Breathe that in. I am free. You can say this aloud. I am free. I am sovereign. I am love. I am free. I am sovereign. I am love. I am free. I am sovereign. I am love. That does bring us to the breath and the
Yes.
cutting component,
Yeah.
which is very important. So we are, as I said, you can think, and many of us out here, we're in Kohala. We do a lot of land work.
Yeah.
So I know my farmers out there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've been doing some deep clearing and tree work and roots and old forest monstera, like big, bad buggas. And let me tell you, they're telling you everything that's going on right there outside in the backyard because I'm telling you, like, that's what's happening. Those are like programs, all these thought programs, all these emotions that you've laden over time. Oh, I could never do that. That's a program. Just you saying
Right,
that.
right.
And now, well, I guess you never can. My bad
Yeah.
hip, that's a program that you just kept laying and. Well, I'm not. I could never do.
Yeah.
So, okay. All those become like the monstera roots, and you know how they root and they start to put offshoots into the tree, and it like sticks in, like
Sucks
spikes
onto it.
and starts sucking it.
Yeah.
That's what's
Sucking
going
the
on,
life
people.
out of it.
That's what's going on. So you are powerful. You can take charge of yourself today.
Right now.
Right now. You speak in what you want. You utilize commands all day long. And you clear your energy. So how you do that is just take your hands right now and you can go over your head and use your breath like, imagine you're clearing any spider webs from connecting to you as a person, just in your own space right now. Just clear it off your shoulders. Use your breath. Blow. Blow off of your belly, off of your chest, off of your back, off of your legs, each one, the backs and the fronts. Okay. As you're doing that, you're just thinking, I'm claiming my space. I just want to be connected to myself and infinite source creative energy, nothing else, just me and divine source. So you are clearing yourself of all the threads. Now, in your body as well, there are your own programming running through your being that, again, it's all energy, guys.
Yeah.
We just clear it. You can also do that with your breath. Go across like where your muscles run. Go across them and breathe. Cut it. And then take 3 deep breaths after you've done that, and put a big shield of energy around you, and see yourself in this beautiful reflective shield, reflecting anything that doesn't belong to you back to source light. And you can even envision purple flames. The more people envisioning purple flames, violet flames around you, violet flames around our town, around our farms.
Say what that means.
High vibrational fire. Purple is a color of high vibrational frequency.
Yeah.
And like in essence, there's a lot of things going on out there. We're kind of in World War III of the mind. Shh. But so it's really a mind war. It's a psyop inside the mind, and it's about claiming your energy, your space. I mean, I'm telling you straight right now. I'm saying it straight on the radio. Like literally, this is what's, and so you're using light and protection to protect and claim space and create a vibrational field of harmony, which our whole town, we want, right?
Absolutely.
We want love, and love flowing through our whole town.
Yeah.
We want to be protecting our community, our citizens, our children. We want to be activating God, divine source, light, energy. You can say the Christ consciousness. If that doesn't work for you, the Buddha consciousness. It is divine light. In my viewpoint, there is only one thing.
Right.
And it is, in essence,
we
the
have
Christ.
different names for it.
We have different names
Yeah.
for it. It
Yeah.
is being in alignment with your divine, being pono with thyself, being right with your source, light energy, connected to the infinite and nothing else.
And when we do that for ourselves, whether it's this kind of healing clearing, whether you're meditating, one thing that I was thinking about coming over here is how we impact one another. So if you think, well, that's nice that I'm doing this for me, but what about the news, and what about my neighbors who are annoying me, or what about take care of you? When you take care of you, you're sending out the vibes that help everybody. So as we all do more of this, looking within and meditating and breathing and clearing any negativity out of our auras, out of our bodies, we're helping one another. We're helping the tribe. We're helping our community.
That's right. And what you said, I'm going to remind you of what we said in the very beginning, because when you go back to that, all that's right in it, which is there's nothing out there.
Yeah. I know. But we're 2 people sitting here today. So
right. But if you focus on just what you said, if you realize there's nothing out there, and like I'm not focused on whether or not I'm going to please Eila, and like I'm not thinking about Eila each day and what she's thinking about me. I'm doing my work. I'm focused on myself. And then I get to come and show up and share with Eila as myself, whole and complete. Because I'm not needing anything from Eila. I'm not here to get something from Eila. And I don't have expectations of Eila. And I'm not thinking any of those things. So when I say there's nothing out there, I mean, if I'm doing my work and you're doing your work and we both show up as whole beings, well, there isn't anything else to do.
Yeah. Then you can be together. You can be present with yourself and with one another, and see where it goes.
Well, then we get to co-create.
That's the magic. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah. And then we get to co-create, right? Which is we get to have fun and create and realize that we're all worthy, all amazing, all phenomenal, all totally gifted in all different capacities in all different ways, that every single being is absolutely valuable, that everybody has a call, everybody has a gift, and everybody has a purpose. And then it's just honoring what each of those facets are and going, oh my God, you're good at that. Awesome. Well, I'm good at this. Awesome. Now let's go. You do that one. I'll do this one.
Yeah.
It's getting excited about our gifts. This goes into kind of education. We've been taught in our society not to really be smart or be really good at, like a lot of times we're like, oh, you're not as lifted up to shine. And so that's a shift I would also put out there. Am I lifting up, my kids, my partner, my wife, my husband, my this, my that? Are we lifting each other up? Are we saying, yes, you can be the best.
Yeah.
Yes, you can be the most awesome. Yes, you could go for that project. And
Right.
saying the word yes is kind of a good way to start creating that. You can just start saying, well, yes, I could.
Yeah.
Go with possibility first. And if you do this exercise, you may notice how many places you limit yourself. Mm-hmm. And you go, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was limiting myself that much, because we all get programmed in with these tons of limiting beliefs. Mm-hmm. We don't even realize it. Mm-hmm. And they're just there, and they pop up and you speak them out loud, and then you're just unconsciously creating. And so if we can catch those limiting beliefs and then go, oh my gosh, that's not it. Boosh, let's release that. No, yes, it's possible. Yes, yes, I can. So
Yes, I can.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Just the energy of saying yes. I mean, out there right now, wherever you are, just say yes 3 times. Like, yes, feel it.
And
what it
notice,
means.
right, notice what you feel when you use different language. The more you're self-aware and the more conscious you are of that, you can notice how it feels in your body to say certain words. Yes versus I can't, Yes, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to experience that, or I'm going to give this new experience some opportunity to manifest in my life. I'm going to create the life I want versus, oh, I can't do that, or that's never going to happen. I can feel those words in my body as I say them, even though I don't mean them. So imagine if I meant them, how that's stopping me from being all I am here to be. And I feel like I'm here for lots of purposes, I'm sure. And I owe it to myself. I owe it to my soul to be true to that. Because at the end of this experience of life, I want to be able to look back and say, yes.
Yes, exactly. And you bring up a few things, and I'm thinking to bring it back to kind of simplicity and vibration. Because all those things involve fear, right? They involve places that we're afraid. It's either where am I feeling into fear, or am I feeding into, you could even say empowerment. Love, empowerment of self, being an empowered divine being. So, it looks like we need to take a break.
Oh,
so,
you know what? Do you want to finish a thought?
Well, I want to come back to this because I'm not done with it. So I want to speak that we're going to say the difference right now, ponder right now while we take a break, about fear and love. And really you're making one of two choices in every moment. I'm either embracing or I'm pushing away. I'm either choosing to love the self, or I'm choosing to be mean to myself. So, we have a caller. It sounds like. Do you want to take a break? Do you want having a call? What are we doing?
Okay, hold on a minute. I have a call, so we're going to take a station break, and I'm going to see what the caller wants to say.
Ponder.
Woman, sister, do you hear me? You are the giver of life. Your blood is...
This is Eila Allgood of Women's Voices. Tune in on Monday and Wednesday from 4 till 6 p.m. to listen to women from around the world, around Hawaii, songs with positive and empowering messages on KNKR LP 96.1 FM. Monday and Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m.
Your bones are the trees in the forest.
Aloha, Kohala Ohana. If you have a teen that would like to share and have fun with other teens, you can bring them to the Kohala Artist Co-op across from the Kapa'au Post Office on Akone-Pule Highway, every Wednesday from 2:30 to 4:30. At Teens Times 2 Social, they can enjoy each other, art, and refreshments in a supervised setting. This group is careful to comply with all CDC COVID regulations. For more information, call April Lee, 989-5995. Mahalo.
Hello?
All right, so we have a caller. Blake, are you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
All right. Now you called filled with enthusiasm with all that yes talk. Tell us your experience.
Oh, yes. My story was saying yes when I say yes, it's an automatic smile.
Mm-hmm.
When I say no, it takes more muscles in my body to say no than it does to say yes.
Awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, because
I mean-
that's true. It takes a lot less muscles in your face to smile than it does to frown. That is so
Yeah.
true. Plus, you lift your face, you get nice. You know, you don't have the droopy face. You don't
Right.
have the sour face. Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, Blake. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
So one of the things I've learned in life is if I feel the sense of saying no, I come back with yes. And it sends a field of yes over the environment. And I just want to encourage people to say yes more than no.
Amen to that.
Thank
yes.
you. Yes.
Yes. Infinite possibilities. I say
Yes.
yes to that.
Yes.
Awesome. And thank you
Thank you for
sharing
calling in.
your yes and sharing
Yes.
your vibration with everyone out there.
Yes,
Mahalo.
and keep talking, goddesses.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blake.
you.
Have a great day.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Oh, wow.
So back to that yes and fear and love, because you see there's a firsthand account. It works if you work it. That's the deal, right? Everything works if you work it. Nothing comes if you sit on your butt and don't do anything. You have to repeat it. Repetition is the mother of all learning. You know, fake it till you make it. Keep doing it time and time again. Consistency is key. We know a lot of these sayings, right? They are there for a reason. They're there to help support us. So vibration, back to that, because it goes back into if we're in fear. Now, you may or may not be familiar with a vibrational frequency. There's actually like a graph, a chart. I could look it up here shortly, but you can also go online and just put vibrational chart of feelings or emotion, and you'll probably find it. And it looks like a cone, and it shows you, which is great to look at because it will help you visualize and understand it greater. It shows you the vibrational frequencies of what emotions sit at. Fear is in a really low vibrational frequency, in like around 100, I think.
The lower hertz.
The lower hertz. Shame is kind of the lowest of our frequencies. Now, I've understood shame. I've been in shame before. Abuse is shame. Okay, so like when you're feeling that, you're like, it's molasses. You can't get out. It's so low. You got to dig out your wound. There is ways to do it. Do not be despaired if that is you. It can happen. Believe, and so shall it be. Okay? And so, but digging yourself up out of the vibrational ladder, so to speak, is really about dealing with each part of those feelings and emotions and frequencies and where they come from and releasing them from your body, and you taking control of the driver's seat and pulling the weeds off your tree and going, yeah, that's not mine. Yeah, that's not mine. Yeah, that's not mine. Oh, yeah, that's not mine either. And just releasing all that stuff so you can be in your own divine wisdom and know what it is you truly want to focus your energies on. And as you rise to that vibrational ladder, your reality actually rises to meet it. Right? You see, and you're like, how did they do that? Well, they just got confident. They started believing in themselves. They started recognizing that they were worthy. They started recognizing that they were capable. They started understanding that they're a divine creator being. Like, really, we all have that capacity. We are all one. There is no, well, those guys have more than, well, maybe now in this exact moment, but change it.
It looks that way.
It appears that way.
Right.
But everything's a perception.
Right.
And it's also based on vibration.
Right.
So we actually have the capacity. What no one out there is telling us right now is that you have the power to create your health, vibrancy, freedom, and life. And that is the truth.
Which means that we move away from things like blame and pointing fingers and saying, well, he did or she did or they did.
That's inherent because there's nobody out there.
Because there's nobody.
Isla, there's nobody out there, Isla. There's nobody out there.
There's nobody out there. While you were talking about, dealing with these wounds that everybody has experiences like that.
Yes. We all do.
Right. One of the things that came up for me was what I have found really helpful with meditation is because it helps me center, I feel better equipped. Like I have a big toolbox now. I'm 60 years old. I've accumulated tools like meditation, walking, being in nature, talking to spirit, listening to spirit, as a way to cope with a feeling that'll come up, a grief that'll come up, whatever. But I haven't always been able to do that. I've used food as a way to numb, not knowing I'm doing it. And I want to say to people out there who may be using something, drinking, smoking, whatever, to kind of numb, because those feelings are hard when they come up, is just be kind to yourself. Be as kind to you as maybe you would be to a child, and understanding and saying, yeah, this is hard. This is this emotion. This is, oh my God, this is, oh boy, oh my gosh. And if you got to cry, you cry, and hug yourself. And if you do something that's less than stellar, just be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and keep going forward, and keep saying, yes, I'm worth it. Yes, I can do this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel that so deeply. It's so important, because as you're going through the trauma unpeel, and I brought this one up before, but there was a section of my journey where I did, like every night I would sit outside under the stars and I would just review my day, you know, and everything I did during the day. Like, okay, let's see, I got to look back through it. And I would see my interaction with, you know, the gas station person, my interaction at the store, and just feel into what was I feeling? Was I short? Was I impatient? Was I, oh gosh, ooh, I was feeling this. Oh, I was short. Oh gosh. And then I would tap into what I was feeling. Why was I being like that? Oh, I just talked to that other person and that made me feel something else. And oh, I'm activating, I'm not good enough, or I'm activating, I have something to prove, or I'm activating what the programs I was running at the time. So I would clear that stuff by literally, in the moment, I would just say, like, post office person, you know, or gas station person, or whatever. I don't even have to know their name. I'm not calling them on the phone. I'm speaking out loud in the night sky, saying, please forgive me for how I spoke today, and I forgive myself. And I choose to learn from this, and I want to show up as I want to show up differently tomorrow. Not, you know, better. I want to show up loving myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And I would put it in, and I would thank you. And I would do this whole Ponopono process every night, which is really simple, guys. We can all do this, which is to make right, you know, and that is just really, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you're doing that with every piece of yourself. Everything you don't like, everything you think is a problem, every person you perceive as your enemy or a problem, they're not. It's all you. You are it. And everything out there is reflecting how you feel within yourself. And then it's being shown to you. And if we can really get that, it means that you don't say, well, I don't have time to meditate, I don't have time, because this is the only game to do. All you have to do is close your eyes, put your hands on your body, and feel, what am I really feeling? Yeah, and then you know, use your breath, clear your energy, breathe, connect to source, feel into this planet Earth, feel the earth, the nature under your feet. Allow yourself to breathe into health and vibrancy here and now, for you are a divine creator.
As you're talking about that, one of the things that came up for me was I used to teach psychic development classes years ago, and one of the things we talked a lot about was like attracts like, you know, natural law, and
Physics.
Sometimes we think, well, why is this person and their negativity in my space? And if you realize that like attracts like, as you shift your energy, as you unpeel, as you heal, as you set intentions for positive possibilities, you will attract people like that into your life. And the other kind of people that maybe hasn't been working for you they will either rise with you and raise their vibration and grow, or not, or they'll go somewhere else. And I think for some people that's a scary concept, that they're, you know, their world is going to change because, well, if I keep meditating like this and I keep growing and I keep changing, maybe I won't want to be with this person, or maybe I won't want to live over here. And I encourage you to let go of the fear of where you might go and where you might be, and look at the love. Look at the love you have and you can bring, and look at how you can share that with people who want to share that with you, and champion your growth as a soul on this planet at this time.
Yes. And that brings up a really key thing that comes with that. In order to do that, you have to release attachment.
Yes.
Attachments. And this is huge because when you think about it, you come in alone, you leave alone. You are a soul on a journey. You're not taking anything with you anywhere, really. Everything that you see around you is earth. Period.
Yeah. It'll stay.
Everything stays with this earth. When we go, I mean, we are etherical beings, right? And I don't know how I don't know how things work. Who knows? As we move into fifth dimensional frequencies, which we are, and those who are choosing to do so, and that looks different and creates other things. You may not be bringing some of those things with you. It may look different. And I even think, for me, all of my life, part of how I've again gotten here is working through these things of that unattached and amused has been one of the things I've loved to say for 20 years. Unattached and amused. Every time something, I'm unattached and amused. I'm unattached and amused. Giving thanks and praise. Unattached and amused. Because you can't, it's all fleeting. It's all a chapter in the book. It's all part of the growth. It's all, you can have everything as long as you don't need it.
As long as you don't attach to it. And
if I need to have it, I don't get to have it. It's kind of how it works.
You can't leave. This can't change.
It's about letting go.
Yeah.
Because, the classic phrase, they say, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, then it was meant to be. Because in essence, love is about letting go. It's a river that floweth and never stops. It's all that is. It's all through us. It's everything. Nothing is lost. Nothing is broken. Nothing is gone. Even if someone were to lose their partner, let's say, it's not that you're losing a partner. You've actually just taught each other everything you've needed to teach one another. You've given each other the gifts, and you've allowed one another to go expand further.
Right.
We're not growing together, but I love you so much that I want you to continue growing. And so we need different experiences to grow. I'm not saying that if you're in a family, that's what you should go do. I'm just saying that
it's another perspective.
It's another perspective because everyone's situations are different. And even if it's in your own mind, to allow yourself the freedom to go, I could not have everything going on right now. It doesn't mean you're going to not have it. It doesn't mean you're going to leave and change it all.
Right.
But just to play with how attached am I to what do I have? Am I so attached to this? Or can I go, I could just end up on a little island in the middle of nowhere with myself and my slippas and I feel,
I'd be okay.
and I'd be all right. Like that's the kind of feeling you're actually putting yourself in your mind, meditations, in your ponderings within, into circumstances that might scare you, so that you can face it.
Right.
Right. And it doesn't matter if you actually do any of that in the outer world, because what really is important is that you face your fear within you. And once you've faced your fear, it has no more power. Then you get to just choose, not because you're afraid, not because there's an influence, but because you are choosing what it is you want, because you understand what it is you prefer.
Right. And, throughout my life, I've noticed there was a period of time, I want to say in my late 30s, where I wasn't afraid to be alone anymore. Like maybe when I was in my early 30s, I had to have the tribe, the people, the family, the this, the that. Like the thought of having to be alone, like being in the world alone, was scary to me. And through my own work and the healing and the learning and the growing, I came to realize that, first of all, I'm never alone, because there's all these spirit people that are with me. All I have to do is say, can you come and hang out with me for a while? But I'm content with me in a way that at 20 or 30, I just wasn't. I always felt like I needed a friend or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a physical body just to be with, even if they were negative and negative Nancy. It was better than being alone. But so look at where you are, those of you who are listening on your on your journey. Where are you with that? How do you feel when you're alone? Do you feel content with yourself in your own company? So that as you move through your life, you can decide not based on fear, but based on love for yourself first.
Absolutely. I had a kind of easier setup on this. I was born as an only child. I was actually born 2 months premature, so I spent the first 3 weeks of my life in an oscillate, which I did some healing around, right? But I was alone.
Yeah.
I kind of have always been alone. I'm a loner. Like, I'm really comfortable alone. Like, I've kind of always had that quality. Definitely as I healed my trauma, that aloneness even increased to like absolute joy. Like, actually, I have the most fun with anybody, with myself. I actually have more fun with me than anyone else. So that's great. And I feel like at this point in my life, I was I've lived alone for the last 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, maybe 8 years. I think 8 years alone, but in relationship, like in creating a relationshiping for the last 5, from afar, back and forth. But now I feel like because of the work I've done, really, again, going back to your vibrational reality and what is it out there, because I am fully okay with being alone. I fully love myself, and I love being alone. I love creating. I don't really need anyone, to be honest. And maybe because of that, I am getting to have, honestly, my soulmate experience. I'm literally with my soulmate, creating things we love and are deep in our passions, helping others, getting to co-create and expand and support one another. We're, both just, just lifting one another up as incredible people that we are. And I'm just so infinitely grateful for that. And I believe that that's really because I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's a gift.
It's not a neediness.
It's a gift.
It's not a neediness.
Right.
It's I would like this.
Meaning I see it as a gift.
Yeah.
I'm not like I have to be in relationship in order to fulfill myself.
Right.
I feel that because I am fulfilled in myself, I get the opportunity to engage and have a deep, intimate relationship. Well, and also because we together are engaging in our purpose of helping others on the planet, which is like double blessing. And almost like we get to be together because we're being a blessing, and so as we bless others in general, for all of us, as we, bless ourselves, bless others, we get to experience more blessings because it's this flow of life.
Right. The energy.
It's the giving. Like, I don't think about, like, I've never thought about, like, people like, how many hours do you work or this or that?
Yeah.
People talk like that.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday.
Gosh, if I actually talked about how many hours I actually worked, I should be like a billionaire. Like, I work all the time. I've always worked. Like, I work. I don't work like to make the money. I work for the project. I work because I want to see it happen. I work because I want to create it.
Right.
I'm more about the excitement of it and the creation of it. And then, of course, sessions, I actually love helping people. I mean, I get to do something and create a livelihood out of things I love, health and wellness, helping people be empowered. I love doing those things.
Yeah.
So I've never really thought of it so much like work either. It feels like flow, and it feels like giving, and even small things like as I was increasing my, how you increase your field around abundance or what you're worthy of, I would just give like $10 to, the Surfline, like, $10 to Surfrider Foundation, or donate to
a cause.
To a cause, right?
Yeah.
Donate to a cause because it's the act that I'm giving. And as I started doing that was maybe 20 years ago. Well, now I'm running a nonprofit, right? And we're giving and creating.
Right.
And I've been so blessed to help so many children and people, and oh my gosh, the profound blessing that I've gotten to receive of being a blessing is so infinite. I'm humbled to the core, and I'm just so grateful.
Well, you bring up a great point about the value of giving of your time and of your energy. And really, you're not giving anything away, because energy is energy. You're just sharing something. You're putting your attention in a particular direction to maybe help someone who's struggling a little bit or a lot of it, to have a more wonderful life.
And you're giving without attachment or
Yeah.
expectation. So when we give with a joyful heart, right? That's scripture, biblical scripture. Give with a joyful heart.
Yeah.
And then you shall be infinitely blessed. I don't remember the rest of that scripture, but but it is really, do unto others as you would like done unto you. There's another nice one that's simple. It's like, as we give to others, well, you would love for someone to give to you too, right? We all
Right.
want to be treated with love and kindness. So if we just treated each thing that you see outside of yourself, if you can remember it's a reflection of you, then it's much easier if you're loving yourself. But if you're mean to yourself, then
Right.
we need to love ourselves so that we can be reflections out there and be kind to each other. Because in essence, me being kind to you, how I treat you is really just how I treat myself. And if I'm being mean to you, or if I'm probably just not having a good day, and I probably am not being nice to myself.
Right.
And if we can remember that about each other, if we bear witness to one another in a place of wound, or boy, that she was mean, who was that chick?
Yeah.
Instead of judging, if we can ourselves shift it and go, gosh, she must be really having a hard moment. I just send some empathy and compassion and just, send her love. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry for whatever's going on. It's not even about me. I mean, I have nothing to do with it. I don't even know her. But like, if I can.
Or you might know her.
Or I
and-
might.
yeah,
Right. But
yeah.
either way, my point is it's not about you. It's just about offering, like, not taking it personal,
Right.
and then offering compassion, even just within yourself.
You don't
Just-
have to say it.
You don't have to say it.
You can
just
just walk.
feel it.
Right. You can feel it and say, boy, that person must be having a hard day. I'm going to just send her some love and
Yeah.
compassion and take a few breaths and let it go.
And what you've done is actually given compassion to yourself too, because you've
Yes.
chosen to be compassionate instead of judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
And really, that judgment is coming from the judgment you put on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Ah,
We
yes.
just say yes.
Yes.
We've got 3
Yes, we have
minutes.
3
So
minutes.
the power of 3. I am creating a new work that I can't wait to share with some of you. It's a flow work that's going to be a breath and a movement that you could actually learn, and it basically clears and aligns. So I'm working on this work for a dear friend of mine who is a hypnotherapist, coming out with her 4th book.
Wow.
She's in Washington, and she's going to utilize this as part of her material, but I'm also going to use it as an independent work. But the power of 3 in general, what we can say right now is, don't forget, you're amazing. My body, mind, and spirit. It is the triangle. If you're looking at any shapes out there in life, forget the square. Don't be a square. Come to the triangle, where everything is magic and grace and abundance and love and light, because you have got neutrality, positive and negative. And where do you want to be? Neutrality. So choose the center. Stay in the center. And maybe to just close this out today, we can just take some deep breaths together, and we can close our eyes for a moment, wherever you are, unless you're driving, and just kind of input with this. Tap your head and just input this information you've received today. Like, okay, I'm really receiving this on a deeper level. You're just kind of tapping it into your being. Maybe tap out your chest and just any emotions you may have had today, or anything going on for you underneath your on your ribs. Just tap all that out. And then just kind of wipe your body off, like, whew, again, wipe that off your shoulders, off your arms, off your legs, over your head, and just kind of shake it out. And then just here and now, just claim, I release all transmuted energies from my being. Say it out loud. Use your breath. I cut all cords with all sentient beings. Use your breath. I connect to my God of my heart, divine, infinite creator energy, however you'd like to say that. Connect to this earth. And I come into the center of my being. And you can repeat again, I am free, I am sovereign, I am love, I am free, I am sovereign, I am love, I am free, I am sovereign, I am love. Protective shield around you. Violet flames of fire. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Mahalo nui loa.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Stay tuned for Women's Voices coming up next. And this will be played again next Wednesday at 3 o'clock.